So in just a few hours, President Trump is set to hold a high-stakes cabinet meeting at the White House. All hands on deck. His administration is mapping out the next steps in the negotiations with Iran.
But Tehran is accusing the United States of violating their fragile ceasefire agreement.
Senior White House correspondent Jacqui Heinrich joins us live with the details. Good morning, Jacqui.
Good morning to you guys. Yeah, most of the president's marathon cabinet meetings happen right here at the White House in front of reporters. But amid this tense negotiation with Iran, today's was slated to take place at Camp David, the same place where he convened his cabinet just before bombing Iran's nuclear sites last summer. But that changed yesterday. The president posted, based on possible bad weather conditions tomorrow, we will be having our cabinet meeting in the White House. We will be postponing the cabinet trip to Camp David. Thank you for your attention to this matter. The stakes are pretty high. Iran accused the U.S. of a grave violation of the ceasefire after CENTCOM carried out what it described as defensive strikes on missile launch sites and Iranian boats trying to lay mines. They vowed to respond as well. This happened just days after the president announced a deal to end the war was largely negotiated. Iran says they will go through with this deal if they get $24 billion in frozen funds. That's according to Iranian state media. And that condition has some Republican lawmakers like Ted Cruz warning that a deal that emboldens Iran would be a mistake. The president, of course, is pushing back against anyone who doubts his ability to make a good deal. And Secretary of State Marco Rubio backed him up yesterday, saying the president will either make a good deal or no deal, adding that negotiations could take a few more days as the two sides hash out an agreement to reopen the strait and extend the ceasefire for a second phase of talks in which they would hash out a nuclear agreement. And the president has repeatedly warned that military action remains an option if the talks collapse, even as officials around here keep an optimistic tone about a diplomatic resolution, guys.
All right, Jacqui, thanks so much.
Thanks.
So the president wants to get his cabinet, he likes hearing multiple voices on the issue. But also, when they're doing the Sunday shows out there doing other networks, they all need to be on the same page as well when it comes to the president's messaging on this. He wants peace to happen, but it doesn't look like he's going to be able to accomplish that at this moment with the way the Iranians are handling this conflict. They're mining the strait.
Looks like they're also going to talk about Gaza and the post-war planning. Yeah. Steve Witkoff has a plan for humanitarian aid or strategy for the Gaza Strip. Also, the economy, small business achievements, and this task force that we've been talking about this morning, eliminating fraud.
Yep.
So in this meeting, they're going to be talking about what Iran's brought to the table and also the different voices. So you got the president, who's like a ceremonial president, not like a king or queen, a little bit more power than that.
In
Iran,
Iran, not Trump.
In Iran, yeah. So the president's dealing with him, and he says, okay, these are the things we need to do. So we got to get out the 1,000 pounds of uranium. You have to commit to zero enrichment. In turn, they want some of their frozen funds unfrozen. So let's say it's $100 billion. So they'll say possibly on the table is unfreezing $25 billion, which could be controversial, but you have to give some, understood. And then, of course, they limit the ballistic missile program, and the funding to the proxies got to stop. So let's say you can work out some of those, but they have to fundamentally open the strait, no tolls. They fundamentally have to say, here's the plan to get the uranium, and they also have to say zero enrichment. So what has to give is the $25 billion unfrozen. But the problem is the president got pushback of Iran, got pushback from the IRGC saying, we don't want to give in on that. So Senator Roger Wicker, Senator Ted Cruz, Senator Lindsey Graham, Senator Tim Sheehy, all of saying, the president, you could be historic in making a change to a 47-year problem. And my answer to them is this. Go out and you fight Cory Booker. You go take on Van Hollen. You go take on all these Ro Khanna. Don't let the president do it himself, and Marco Rubio and Michael Waltz. So if you feel that way, and you do, and I believe you're sincere, why is the president fighting alone? You go find a camera and another network. You explain what's going on in this region. What I think is comical when people say that they are not enriched uranium, they weren't close to a bomb.
It's nonsense.
It is a fact. We had our #1 weapons inspector, David Albright, tell who, by the way, he's not MAGA, told the International Security Agency and the independent experts that they were months away from a nuclear weapon and they were prepared to do it. And for those people who say that the JCPOA was better, it would have evaporated. It had a 10-year expiration date on it, and they were allowed to enrich with that
and we weren't allowed,
ballistic missiles.
We were not allowed to send in inspectors.
Yes. we had cameras, which mysteriously would be out of commission.
Correct.
So that was a parade of ridiculousness. And for people to go back to the JCPOA, I just ask you, why did Democrat Ben Cardin not vote for it? Why did Democrat Menendez not vote for it? Why did Democrat Chuck Schumer not vote for it? Because it was terrible, one-sided, and it depended on trusting the Iranians. Does any sober, sane person trust the Iranians?
Especially
no.
after this. Not even the Gulf states trust them. So, and that should tell you a lot.
And especially with their messaging, they have said this for decades, that they want to wipe America off the map, Israel off the map. They hate us. They say death to America. If they have the potential to build a nuclear weapon, who will they lob that toward? Will it be Israel? Will it be America? Do you even want to mess with this? I don't understand why the Democrats are not on board. We should unite against Iran.
And the Saudis got to grow a spine and be like the UAE, who's saying we understand it's going to be painful, but you have to finish the job. Because we have also had 41 days to fortify our bases and get those desalinization plants protected. I hope we have done that. We do that, that would be the ultimate check. And they are beginning to open up the internet, not because they're being nice, because as e-commerce has stopped, they have zero revenue.
Right.
Be sure to like and subscribe for all the Fox News latest on YouTube and catch full shows streaming now on Fox One.